We're joined now by Graham Crown. He is the Business Development Director with Agri Incineration Systems, and Neil Rossiter, who is the Managing Director there as well. Gentlemen, thank you for the time today. Neil, we're going to start with you real quick. Tell us about AIS and the experience that the company has.
Hi. So AIS is a group of people that have over 40 years combined experience in the incineration industry. We got together, we worked together in another business and decided we could do it far better than it was being done. And we wanted to develop the incineration industry and really provide a really good service to the agricultural industry. So that's what we did. There's a broad spectrum of understanding in the business from myself, who I've done sales and marketing and obviously been a managing director before. And Graham, who's along with Tracy and Sam. So Sam's our engineering director. He has a full understanding of how incineration works, how to develop and build incinerators. And Graham and Tracy, between them, Graham being the business development director, he's in charge of the sales, and Tracy, along with him, have done the marketing and really getting the company name out there. So that's us in a nutshell, really. We've got all angles covered. We pride ourselves on the service that we give to the industry and the fact that we understand the industry that we sell into and the needs of those industries.
Well, you've certainly made a name for yourself in the industry so far. Graham, I'd like to go with you on what Neil was just talking about. Why incineration? What about the benefits of doing this for a company that may not know about it?
Absolutely, yeah. So as we said, incineration is for us is the key to it is biosecurity. Biosecurity is a major factor these days in everyone's life, but certainly in the agricultural industry. Biosecurity is a big factor there, and having an incinerator on site that can dispose of waste just like that. And get rid of it very, very quickly in a very clean manner, a very efficient manner, and there's no need for, say, composting, where you're leaving the waste lying around and things for rodents and scavenger birds and things to come along and take that away to other sites. So it's biocontainment, and it's keeping the waste in one site and getting disposing of it in a very quick and efficient manner. Obviously, when that then brings into reducing the time, the labour, which then obviously has an impact in reducing the cost of the disposing of the waste. As I said, odour control and rodent control is a major factor. A great big pile of pigs, for example, is not a good look, and certainly a good smell either. So disposing of that in a very quick and efficient way is again something that we push ourselves for. So. And again, storage cost. If you're having trucks come to your site and collect the waste, you've got to store that waste. And again, we're talking about potentially diseased animals here, and a truck going from one site to another site again is not a good look. So hence why we major on incineration in the agricultural industry. Incineration in the US is always hasn't had the greatest of reputations prior to the last sort of 5 or 6 years, and now we're starting to bring that back to come and have a look at our incinerators and see that they are very different to what the industry may think an incinerator looks like or what it does.
Neil, you guys use concrete, not brick. Can you explain why?
Yeah, well, quite simply, brick is okay when you are burning a furnace and you want to fire ceramics. In the industry that we're in the agricultural industry, brick just simply doesn't work. And I'll touch on this as briefly as I can. So basically, our linings are a full monolithic refractory lining. That means that the concrete is poured inside the machine, inside a former, all at the same time, and it's vibrated and pokered to get all the air and the water out. And it's a specialist concrete, and basically that means that concrete is set in one piece. There's no joints, there's no cracks or anything in there, so it's a solid unit. And all on our incinerators, there's insulation behind there clearly, and all the concrete is held in by stainless steel anchors from the floor to the top of the incinerator that ensures that that lining cannot fail. With a brick incinerator, you can't do that. You can't anchor the brick in. It's held in with a mortar, and this is the brick and the mortar expand and retract at different rates. So clearly, that's going to cause an issue, and there's going to be gaps between the brick and the mortar that the animal fats and the fluids as the incineration process takes place is going to get into those cracks, and it's going to cause a premature failure. Simply, our machine doesn't suffer that. It all expands and retracts at the same rate. There's no joints, no cracks, so therefore it's going to last you many, many years.
Graham, I'm curious, what types of industry are you making the incinerators for? What type are they?
So we work obviously in the agricultural industry. So we work with pig producers, poultry producers. We also work with slaughterhouses and meat lockers. They have a lot of different types of waste to get rid of, quite fatty waste, bones, this kind of thing. So, and again, an incinerator will eradicate that. We also work in the pet cremation industry. So again, that's becoming quite a large sort of market for us in the pet cremation industry. People need to, unfortunately, as we all know, when that time happens, people want to make the best, make a good respect of their pet and maybe keep a memory moving forward. So a lot of pet cremation businesses now are out there, and they need kit that again is going to last them a long time. They build their business on it, and they need it to be a good piece of kit. So that's the kind of industries that we work with.
How does your business work with your company based in the UK?
Okay, so as you've just said, we're based in the UK, but the manufacturing happens in the UK. But what we have is we operate globally, and we have a global network of distributors that are feet on the ground for us. So the sales and the marketing are done in country. The engineering support is in country, as well as our own team of engineers. Clearly, we've got spares and accessories and even complete units in each country. Clearly, the US is a big market for us. So, we've got a number of distributors that have machines, spares, engineering resource, sales and service support throughout the US, which means that you can get, if you have a part that you need to replace on your machine, you can normally get it next day because it's there on the ground. And if you need an engineer, for instance, to come and have a look at the machine to carry out a service, then the guys are there on the end of the phone. So you've not got to wait for them to come from the UK. And clearly, myself and Graham particularly, we're always in the US, and we go anywhere that we're needed to support those teams of engineers and partners.
What companies are you guys working with right now, and what kind of things are they saying using your product?
So we work with a lot of, as Neil said, we work globally, and we work with some very large businesses throughout the world. So some large, well-known names. In terms of pig producers, we work with over here. We work with a lot of poultry producers. Clearly, we won't be dropping any names on this, but some of the very well-known names throughout the industry. And as I said, with pet cremation as well, we work with some large corporate pet cremation companies too throughout the world.
Well, we appreciate all the time that you've given us. Very revolutionary product. We're grateful for you giving us the time, explaining what you guys can do. And of course, here's a shout out. You guys are going to be at the Worldport Expo ready to talk and show your product. Talk about that and how people can find you.
Yeah, so we're here now. We're going to be at Worldport this week. Show starts on Wednesday, so tomorrow, and we're here through Saturday. And yeah, come and find us. We're on 2 different stands with the partners we work with. So V225 and EV415. To come and find us, and you'll see we bring products with us. We have incinerators on the ground here, so you can come along and come and have a look. Come and see us.
Yeah, we'd love a chance to tell you more.
Neil Rossiter, Graham Crown with Agri Incineration Systems. Gentlemen, we appreciate you taking the time, and continued success.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.